You're watching the MWHS Wildcat News, the official news source of Millard West, with Cole Filer and Madeline Augustine.
On this week's edition, we'll cover
the vaping epidemic,
the Best of West talent show,
a seniors Eagle Scout project,
Player of the Week,
and a look at the Spring Reading Challenge. Welcome back, I'm Cole Filer.
And I'm Madeline Augustine.
Vapes of all sorts have landed into the hands of many students at Millard West. Bailey Christensen and Cody Bennett inform us on the harmful effects.
In 2004, the first ever e-cigarette was created with the intention of having a safer way for people to inhale nicotine and loosen the addiction with smoking. Throughout the years, this has not stayed the case. Now students are creating their own dependency on devices, making vaping the new epidemic of this generation.
I do think that it's a kind of an epidemic. A lot of students are doing it first off anywhere they can. I think they're doing it because they can get away with it. Personally, it's not easy to detect. It's not easy to visualize or see or smell.
The number of estimated high school students vaping has increased to 1 in every 5. In order to crack down on the usage at school, Millard has inflicted new conducts.
The district has taken a harder stance on being caught with any vaping products. It's an automatic 3-day suspension, just having them in your possession, and it escalates up from there with continually being caught with the vape or second or third offenses.
The concern of vaping has spread to a national level, which has brought the need for awareness.
As the sponsor of HOSA and our HOSA group, we are going to start campaigning and trying to educate everyone on the dangers of e-cigs and vaping.
Vaping brands have sweet candy flavors that appeal to youth. Companies like Juul have been cracked down against this by the FDA. Now only mint and menthol flavors are available in stores in an attempt to decrease the teen appeal towards fruit flavors. Juul is also working on providing a tracking number on each vape, so once one is confiscated, administration can type in the code, so then Juul can locate where their products are being sold illegally.
A few decades ago, smoking was commonplace with adults and younger generation, and it wasn't thought of as being that bad, or it wasn't thought of as being dangerous for you. In my generation, that was something that everyone did. Over time, we figured out that smoking was very dangerous. In fact, I've lost my father, my grandfather, my aunt, and my uncle from cigarette smoking. And many people have quit smoking traditional cigarettes, but what's happened now is the e-cigarettes and vaping has come into your generation, and people are seeing that as something much less dangerous, when in fact it's as dangerous or possibly more so.
While vaping may appear to be cool with the times, it is also blowing lives away, one hit at a time. Researchers at Harvard found that 39 and 51 e-cigarette brands contain diacetyl, a direct chemical that causes popcorn lung, a condition that damages your lungs' small airways and makes you cough and feel short of breath. Just remember, life is too short, and so is the buzz. This has been Bailey Christensen and Cody Bennett with the MWHS Wildcat News.
Last Friday, 16 acts showcased their talents in the annual Best of West talent show. Sydney Looney and I bring you more details.
The third annual Best of West talent show was held on April 19th in the auditorium. This event was put on by Tri-M Music Honor Society. All the money raised was donated to Special Musicians, a nonprofit organization started by Millard West and Millard South students intended to get special needs kids involved in music.
We chose it because it's a good music-based organization, and our society is like a music honor society, so we try to focus on things like that. And Joanna goes to our school, and Joanna and Carly are two of my good friends, so I knew about their organization.
On the night of the talent show, 16 acts ranging from singing to dancing to even hand whistling were featured. 3 guest judges critiqued each performance and picked the overall winner and runner-up. The audience was also involved in the judging process. They got to vote on who they thought should win by placing their ticket in the jar labeled with their favorite act. After the 10-minute voting period, the 2 acts with the most votes from the audience were awarded along with the judges' choices.
There's such a variety up there. You have vocal performances, you have duets, you have magic. So it's actually a little more stressful than I think most people realize. So what we try and do is just always remember that there's 3 judges involved. So if you do your best to give an authentic assessment of each performer, then you leave it to the people on the tally board to figure out who should come out on top.
The overall audience choice winner was sophomore Anna Williams, along with the runner-up duo of juniors Chloe Moore and Brant Ryan. The Judge's Choice winner was freshman Kendall Parker, with second place going to senior Natalie Dark and junior Bree Nelson.
It was really weird, and then, I was just like, what the heck is happening? And then they said Anna Williams the first time, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's my name.
At the end of the night, $775 was raised for special musicians so they can purchase new instruments and keep expanding. This year's Best of West Talent Show was a success. This has been Sydney Looney and Madeline Augustine with the MWHS Wildcat News.
Millard West senior Weston DIETSCH had built an outdoor classroom outside the wetlands, asked to become an Eagle Scout. Gabriel Paredes gives us the story.
Down by the baseball fields and around the corner, you may notice a new set of benches on the Millard West wetlands. The construction of this new outdoor classroom space was organized by senior Weston DIETSCH, who used this opportunity as his Eagle Scout project.
So, in order to become an Eagle Scout, one of the requirements is you have to complete a project that demonstrates leadership, but is also to the benefit of some school or some organization that's part of the community. So obviously I go to Millard West, so I thought it best that I help out the school in whatever way I can. When I started talking to Dr. Tiemann about the ideas for a project, when he mentioned that they needed an outdoor classroom space in the wetlands, I loved the idea just because I want to be able to help students learn about stuff that's important to me.
Weston began scouting as a Cub Scout in first grade, later moving on to being a Boy Scout, advancing up the leadership ranks and acquiring merit badges. This project was one of the final pieces to achieving Eagle Scout status and concluding his Boy Scout journey.
So he was a Life Scout for 3 years before he really even got started on the Eagle Scout project. He's been working on merit badges and things like that for a long time. But this last piece was tough for him to get started. So really my role and his mother's role was sort of prodding him to just get started. I think Scouts is about that kind of thing. Learning about yourself, learning about leadership, confidence, all kinds of fun camping and knot tying stuff, but this is the kind of stuff that Scouts really is about.
All kinds of students and members of the community came together to make this project a reality. Now completed, this new addition to the wetlands can very much improve the learning experience of the space, as it makes it easier to hold classes in a more comfortable manner.
Prior to this, we had 2 picnic tables there on opposite sides of the pond, and so we could never get the kids all in one place so that we could talk to them, answer questions, point things out, just basically have an outdoor classroom. There was an outdoors, but not really a classroom. So this gives us a place to go sit, to gather, to collect, to start class, to end class, and then also we could actually hold a classroom there. The first student that sat down on the benches without prompting said, "Wow, these are really nice. Who made these?" And so already it's made a difference, and we were able to sit down and get started. It just really made the start of class much nicer.
Now less than a month from ending his time here at Millard West, Weston is happy of the impact he can make even years after he graduates.
Awesome to think about, like, if people can use these 10, 20 years from now, it'd be awesome to know that I'm still having some sort of impact on the students here at West, the school that I care so much about.
This has been Gabe Paredes with MWHS Wildcat News.
Junior Max Anderson is a varsity athlete for both basketball and baseball and was chosen as this week's Player of the Week. Natalie Eljamal and Tenley Wright get to know him more.
This week's Player of the Week is Max Anderson, and whether he's on the court or in the diamond, this student athlete strives to succeed in all aspects of his high school career. After the basketball season ended, Max immediately started working towards improving his baseball skills.
It's just a fun sport. It's always been my passion ever since I was little. Just the team aspect of it, I think is very important in the future and just in life.
Varsity basketball and baseball teammate Tristan Gomez describes his teammates' performance.
Well, he's definitely a leader, and he's just a guy that you can just look up to, and he always just stays after practice to work on hitting or fielding, and you can just tell that he's been on varsity for quite a few years.
Anderson puts in work after his required practice to better himself for the team.
Extra work, staying after practice, taking more ground balls, taking extra swings in the cage. It's really important, and I think that if our team does that, we'll be great this year.
As a sophomore, Anderson committed to Texas A&M, where he will further his athletic and academic career. This shows he carries many important aspects as a team player.
I mean, he's a great baseball player, and I mean, he's leading the team in home runs, and you know, every game he's just a guy you can count on to just work hard and contribute.
Like any athlete, he constantly desires to improve his performance on the field and work towards excellence.
I think I've been doing good, but I think that I could be doing a lot better. I think I could cut down on some errors and probably cut down on some strikeouts, so there's always room for improvement.
Corbin Hawkins talks about how Max brings in good spirits to the team.
Positivity. He's always positive no matter what. Whether you're having a good game or he is, you can never tell the difference.
His work doesn't go unrecognized as other players notice his dedication to the sport.
Well, he's one of the hardest workers on the team, and it obviously shows on the field, and he's the hardest worker in the classroom too, and just never fails. He's a beast.
This has been Natalie Eljamal and Tenley Wright on the MWHS Wildcat News.
The Millard West Library is hosting a spring reading challenge from February 19th to May 10th. Annalise Smalley and Macy Wall learn more.
During the time of February 19th through May 10th, the library is holding a challenge called the Spring Reading Challenge. It is to introduce students to read more and discover books can be fun.
The Reading Challenge is an opportunity for students to read books outside of what they normally like to read. We just want to encourage students to read books in different genres.
Reading enhances the mind and helps you learn better. Not many students read since we have so much technology, so this reading challenge hopes to make students more thrilled to grab a book, sit down, and just jump into a story.
I think that better readers are better writers, are better students across the board, so any kind of practice that our kids get with text I think is important. A lot of our readers just want to read because they love reading and they miss reading, and so I think that's a great outlet for a lot of kids to have that chance to read what they want completely without having to read for a class or for an assignment.
Once you jump into a book, you may enjoy it. You just need to find a book that intrigues you and start to read. After reading the book, log into the Reading Challenge website and you could win prizes.
I think they would enjoy it if they let themselves get into it. Like, so many of my friends are like, I don't like to read. And I'm like, how much do you read? Like, do you ever try to read? Like, even some people, if they get like an assignment to read, they're like, I'll just look on Spark Notes, and I'm like, read the book.
Everyone at this school and beyond this school is a lifelong learner. Bringing books into your life can help you even more.
I think everybody should read. I think everyone should be a lifelong learner. I'm not done learning. I'm going to keep learning as long as I'm on this earth. I love to read. It's what I do. It's my favorite hobby.
The Reading Challenge is being promoted by Millard West on all sites. Join in on the fun at the Millard West Library.
This has been Annalise Smalley and Macy Wall in the MWHS Wildcat News.
That's it for this week, Wildcats. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at MWHS Catalyst.
And for more stories, check out our website at millardwestcatalyst.com.
See you next time, Wildcats.